Hello and welcome to Averages Assemble, the average podcast hosted by average guys that know a pretty average amount about an average amount of stuff. And we're going to talk about it anyway. My name is Lewis.
And I'm George. So today we're going to talk about the first 4 episodes of WandaVision. I feel like episode 4 really started hitting its stride in the kind of overall series story. So I feel like this is a good point to start thinking about theories and where we think the series is going in the whole. And in 6 weeks or so, we can probably look back and be like, wow, we were very wrong.
I mean, I've already been very wrong. I do feel like episode 4 is definitely feels like the middle. Like, I mean, I suppose because it kind of is. But like, it feels like this is where it shifts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like, this is the mystery side of it. I feel like we're going to get less focus on like, haha, we're in a sitcom, and it'll be more into like seeing how the world actually is as a whole.
Yeah. I think also because as it's going through the decades, like the classic sitcom format in real life, like sort of changed to the point where it's not really as recognisable. Do you know what I mean? Like if you look at like Modern Family and stuff like that, like it doesn't really look like a sitcom. Like it looks more in line with what the MCU stuff usually looks like.
I don't think they're going to go past like the 90s. I think they might stop around there.
Do you think? I'm pretty sure I've seen a picture or a screenshot or something of her like looking at the camera, like talking to it or something, like in like modern clothes.
Oh, maybe then.
But I didn't want to look at it too much because I didn't want any spoilers. But you know, just scrolling Instagram and you end up seeing.
Because I know there's and I'm assuming the next one will be like an 80s era, and I think that might be the Halloween episode, like where we see them in their traditional costumes.
That would make sense because like, sorry.
Unless they're going to do that one in the 90s as like a Fuller House kind of thing.
Maybe, but then I suppose if you even like not sitcom, but if you look at Stranger Things, and they have that Halloween where they're like all dressed up like that, that seems like very synonymous with the 80s.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, maybe then, because I suppose also that's kind of when comics hit their big stride was in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that way they can start introducing like, so you know that people reckon that Agnes, whatever her name is, I think she might be a witch, and if they're doing a Halloween episode, surely it would make sense to like bring that in maybe.
Right. So who do you think this Agnes woman is?
I mean, I don't know a lot of comic characters really, an average amount I'd say, but
hey, that's the name of the show.
I have seen a lot of people talking about that she is. Is her name Agnes or is it something else in the show? And then there's a character in the comics called Agnes because Agatha. I think there's
Agatha.
It is the comic character they reckon she is, who is a witch, or something like that.
Oh right.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I should look it up. I have the power to do that.
See, when it comes to like the mystical side of things, that is where I know the least amount of.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Agatha Harkness.
Stuff.
She's a powerful witch. Blah blah blah. I mean, when I googled it, it came up with a thingy from WandaVision. So I feel like it might be pretty safe to say that is her. Although in the comics she is a very old lady with big white hair.
So I hear Agatha and I just think of the Elite Four of Kanto. And I think, she would be a witch.
Yeah.
But also, because she's a ghost type. See, it all comes full circle.
And she's a ghost lady with big hair.
And Professor Oak hates her for whatever reason.
Because they used to bang. Classic Pokemon, you know.
No, WandaVision.
Anyway, okay. So, what do you think's been your favourite episode so far?
Ooh. So I did really like the first one. Like, it genuinely made me laugh at times.
What, the one where the boss comes for dinner?
Yeah, like they had a few good moments in that. But then it's kind of like you're laughing at the 50s sitcom.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? It doesn't feel like you're laughing at funny moments. Like the MCU does have funny moments in it. Like Scott Lang's Back to the Future bit in Endgame.
Back to the Future's a bunch of bullshit.
Like that is like a funny moment. And you think, okay, yeah.
When he says Die Hard.
Yeah.
Die Hard? Oh, no, that's not one. Anyway, yeah. I think they're doing the not that I've watched a lot of 50s sitcoms, but they're doing what I imagine a 50s sitcom to do well. I think.
Yeah, so it feels weird to then laugh at the jokes in it because it's almost like, I don't know, watching another show parody a 50 sitcom.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm trying to think of
essentially it is a parody, isn't it? Like, because
it is,
it's
but it's not
putting
done in the context of
a
like,
parody. Mm.
yeah, it is a parody, but it is in context of that world. Do you get does that make sense? That's why
Yeah.
it's weird.
I think
'Cause it's not like I'm trying to think of an example. The only thing that's come to mind is Fairly Odd Parents, and I don't want to use that as an example. But,
WandaVision, a couple of fairly odd parents, aren't they?
hey. um, and they're both called Wanda. Anyway, that's not important.
Oh yeah.
Or is it? And their son's called Tommy, which is like Timmy. You see where I'm going?
No, I'm just thinking of Cosmo from Fairly Odd Parents. I like him. Anyway.
But like, okay, let's take the Flash TV show. Like, they did a musical episode.
Yeah.
One
I
of their
didn't
things.
watch that. What was the? Is that? Did they know that they were singing in the show?
I think it's like a dream, but it's Music Meister puts them in a dream.
Oh,
If I
classic.
remember correctly. But it's a crossover with Supergirl as well.
Oh, right.
So it's kind of like more of an event.
Yeah.
Thing. But like, it was
Because they were both
done
in
in the
Glee.
context. Yeah, I know he was. I didn't know she was.
Oh, wasn't she? I just assumed she was. I think
I don't know,
they're all
I
in
know
Glee, aren't they?
I watched one episode of Glee and I was like, why are these 40-year-olds pretending to be teenagers? Like, I don't understand this.
Isn't that like every American thing ever?
Yeah, but these ones are like, they were clearly old. Like, it wasn't even like.
Older than Joe Manganiello, whoever his name is in Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
48.
Probably, yeah. Like, at least he was clean shaven. Like, some of these guys, I was like, oh, come
true.
on.
I'm pretty sure he had greying hair though. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, episode 1.
So it feels weird that like that is the show as a whole, and it's not like it's resolved by the end of it, and it's like, oh wow, what a wacky adventure! It's like, no, this is the show. So the context of the jokes,
in
the show. Yeah, it's odd. It's not like it's modern writing with a 50s backdrop. It is a 50s.
No, yeah, but they've gone all out. They've gone like 50s style humour, and then 60s and so on. But I think that's why they released the first 2 episodes together.
Yeah.
Because if you just watch the first one, you'd be like, what the fuck was that? Like, not that it was bad, but like, there's no context. Like, at all.
Exactly, especially, I think Jeremy John said, like, you know what the MCU is, you know who these characters are.
Yeah.
So in that setting, you know that's not true.
Yeah.
Which then you think, well, what's going on? So you instantly start thinking, well, there's something bigger at play here.
Yeah, and they do
isn't
drop
just
little hints
serious.
and stuff throughout the episode, don't they?
Yeah, like, you know, the helicopter she finds.
Yeah, and the boss choking, and the wife's just smiling and saying, "Stop it, stop it."
I know what the boss from something else. Like, I can't think what it is. It's on the tip of my tongue. Isn't it? WandaVision.
WandaVision. Gotta love that animated intro.
Yeah, is that like Fred Melamed? Is that like in style of like the Brady Bunch or something?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, but I kind of look like the Jetsons to me.
Yeah, I don't know if this is Google being Google, but if you type in WandaVision cast, the second person to come up is Evan Peters.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. I've heard that he was going to be in it.
And James Spader's Ultron voice is on here. Like,
is that a spoiler?
I don't know.
If they bring in the X-Men Quicksilver, I'm going to kill myself. I don't like that version of the character.
Yeah, I definitely prefer
the Avengers one is infinitely better, and a lot of people don't think that, but they're like, oh, he's too slow, he gets shot by bullets. It's like, yeah, because if you made him as fast as the X-Men one, nobody would ever have any problems.
Yeah, it took like gods to stop him.
Yeah, the only reason like he got beat, like the X-Men one got beaten, is just because of the plot. They were like, oh, Apocalypse can like break his leg. Like if you can actually run everyone out of an explosion, Nobody's touching you. Anyway, sorry.
I know where this guy's from. He's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Fred Melvin.
Yeah,
Who is he in
he's.
Brooklyn
Have you
Nine-Nine?
seen DC Parlov? He's the writer.
Oh, the one that isn't he like framing someone?
It's like the Game of Thrones character. Yeah, he's like his old assistant. But then he ends up committing a crime later on as well.
Yeah. Oh,
There's if you go on
that.
IMDb, it's got like the stuff on the side. It always comes up with like just like famous birthdays and things like that.
Yeah.
There's one here that says DC characters who deserve a solo movie, but the picture is Brian from Family Guy in the Star Wars episodes.
What? What?
You know what? Sometimes I feel like we don't deserve the internet.
I mean, I definitely feel like Brian from the Star Wars episode deserves a DC movie.
Oh yeah, like no one mentioned it. A cartoon dog running around with like I don't know.
Ben Affleck.
So speaking of that kind of lead on to: do you think there's like a bigger villain overall, or do you think Wanda is going to be the villain herself?
I mean, I feel like there's always going to be a villain. Like, I think maybe she'll become a sort of villain of the show, but there's always going to be another. Like in Civil War, they couldn't just have Cap vs Iron. They had to have Zemo as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always like that extra overarching sort of thing. I think.
Because like if you look in the trailers and stuff, there's moments where they use their powers in real life. Like Vision is Vision.
Yeah.
Like using his powers. So do you think he is fighting back against like Wanda?
I have a feeling that maybe someone is not so much as doing it to her, but like is sort of goading her into creating this reality. Maybe like they're sort of maybe they're pushing an agenda through her. If you know what I mean. Or it could just be her going batshit crazy, because that's also very likely.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't know if I think there is a. It feels weird. We've not seen any sign of it as of now.
Yeah, but like maybe it's Herb. Is that his name? What's Agner? Agatha, whatever name of her husband. Maybe it's him.
Oh yeah, because he never shows up, does he?
Yeah, a lot of people say they are thinking that her husband is Mephisto.
He's like the devil, isn't he?
I think so, pretty much.
Or
As
like
I
devil.
as I say, I only know an average amount. That's our get out of jail free card.
I still don't. I still have no idea where it's going, but it feels odd being that this is not a show you can binge in one. Like I'm glad it's not, because I hate binging a show in one. At the same time, like The Mandalorian works as a weekly show because it is just a weekly.
It's like episodic, isn't it? Like,
yeah, whereas this is one large story.
it is, but also when you think about it, by definition, it is episodic because it's like episodes of a sitcom.
Well, yeah, but we know, like we've said before, we know that's not the context of this universe.
Yeah, which is why I think obviously from now on you're going to get a lot more of the outside world in the episodes.
Yeah,
it's already been broken, like that barrier kind of thing.
Yeah,
especially with episode 4.
Especially if you were like, you come to watch your superhero program, and there is no like superheroes in it really.
Yeah, but then I mean I like that. Not that I want that for everything, but like I like the fact that the MCU can now do stuff like this, and it doesn't have to be them flying around shooting bad guys all the time.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I get that, but like, imagine if Daredevil had just been a courtroom drama, and until like the last episode, then you see him fight someone.
Yeah.
Like,
isn't that kind of like stuff like Smallville and that though? Isn't it mostly just like him hanging around?
Well, no, because they still did things in those episodes. It was just they didn't have the budget to do anything too big, and they had to keep calling him the Blur because they couldn't afford the rights to Superman.
The Blur.
Yeah, or they couldn't call him Superman until he was Superman.
Oh, right. Yeah. I should watch that. Or shouldn't I? I don't know.
Was it called the Blur or something?
Or was the Blur not? Was the Flash the Blur?
I think he was.
Maybe they called him something else. The Man. The Wiz.
Did They call Superman in Smallville.
It's just going to come up with Clark Kent.
Oh, the red, blue. Oh no, the blur.
He's the Blur. So maybe the Flash was called something, because they definitely referred to the Flash,
The Flash
as
was
someone
called.
else.
He was the Streak, wasn't he?
The Streak.
Until like episode 4, they were like, "No, he meets Iris and it's fine." Like, yeah, we'll get rid of this.
He's the bloody naked man running around.
Streak.
The Streak. Although I suppose the Flash is not so much better, is it? The Flash.
What really bugs me is when you mention the Flash to anyone over the age of like 40, and they'll go, "Oh, Flash, and see Flash Gordon." No, like, no, you're so wrong. But
I mean, technically they're not wrong. But
no, but they are.
I mean, he is Flash.
His name is Gordon, but
Gordon.
what a weird name. I don't think I've ever met anyone called Gordon.
We had a Prime Minister called Gordon.
That is true.
He was a bit of a moron. A Goron.
Yeah.
A
Saggy
Gordon.
sack of potatoes. I keep thinking like I really should get a tattoo. Like stuff like I haven't got any. And then what do I get? And I think I want to get something. Sorry, I want to get something that is like. Enjoy cutting that out.
No way. I know what you should get. You should get the big old cavernous skull of Vision right on your forehead.
Yeah. Did that make you audibly gasp when you saw it?
It did. It did. Maybe not audibly. I don't know, but it did definitely like spook me.
Yeah.
Like, I could see him in the background, like out of focus, and I was like, he looks weirdly brown, like or grey. Like, what's happening there? And then it zooms in on his face, and I was like, fuck.
I've been watching it with my sister, and like she jumps everything. We tried to watch Onward together, and she just couldn't.
Oh my god.
And, like, oh, she was like, have you seen Onward?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah. So you like the bit where he's walking across the canyon?
Yeah, well, and he's like floating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that the whole time. She's like, I can hear her like. Breathing. She was like, oh, so when this Vision thing came on, and I audibly went like, oh my god, like that. She was like,
Yeah.
oh, you never jump at stuff, and she found it really funny. I was like, why didn't you exactly jump? It's just like unexpected.
Yeah, it wasn't so much of a jump scare, it was more of a hit, I'm going to horrify you to your core.
Yeah.
With
So
my
now she just
dead, lifeless eyes.
Yeah. So now she just keeps sending me memes of it, which is like quite mean, in my opinion. So, because it makes you scared. I was like, well, that's really scared. It's just see it at the end of my bed at 3 a.m. I might wet myself.
It literally is like sleep paralysis demon. Speaking of that, though, do you think that when she sees him, she sort of gasps and then turns around and then sort of acts like it's fine? So, do you think that she knows that he's got a big old hole in his head and she's just choosing to not acknowledge it, or she's not even aware of it?
Yeah. No, she's not acknowledging it.
It seems like she knows.
It's because it was when she broke down the sitcom like world, like when she got rid of Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
It was when she got rid of that, and then she's looking at the twins, and then he comes in, and then after, as soon as she goes, oh, she had to pop out. It goes back to being the show.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's almost like she comes out of it for a second, like purposely to like shoot her through the wall, and she's like, oh right,
Yeah.
better put it back into the fake world kind of thing. I'm just excited for next week's episode. Like, I like it being weekly because it's something to look forward to, and I don't just binge it in one day. But then at the same time, like I spend every day going, "Oh, is it Friday yet?"
Are you gonna end up binge watching it once everything's out again? Like go back and...
Maybe it depends how well I remember. It, I think.
Because I don't know if this is a series I'd rewatch anytime soon.
I think I would, only to go back and look for like signs that I missed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
that
once you know everything, to then go back and be like, oh, well, that was that, and that hints at that, and stuff like that. And considering they're only like 20-25 minutes each, it's not going to take that long.
Is it 9 episodes they're doing?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
So that's like 180 hours.
180 hours?
Is that right? 9 times 20?
180 hours?
Oh, hang on. What am I saying? 180 minutes. Sorry.
I was like, what are you not understanding here?
I was so confident in my maths then.
Oh, imagine
Wait,
watching 180 hours of WandaVision.
225 minutes. So
Yeah.
225 minutes.
What is that,
Divided
like
three
three and a half hours? 4 hours?
Just under 4 hours.
Yeah.
Which is the same length as the new Justice League. So, what would you rather watch?
I'm gonna go with both.
Already.
I don't think I could sit for
Oh, God.
4 hours and watch one movie.
No.
Endgame was enough, and that's like 3 hours.
The thing is, it's like everyone's like, yeah, it's like Justice League is going to fix it. And I really don't think it is. Because everyone's forgetting that Man of Steel and Batman v Superman aren't good films.
Yeah. Man of Steel's
don't
okay.
know what-
Batman v Superman is shit. Well, it's not shit. It's just, it's not good.
I don't know how his Justice League is going to fix this. If anything, I want to see Whedon's cut. But then also I don't, because Whedon is a bit weird.
Hold on. Have you seen Justice League?
Yeah, I saw it with you.
Oh.
Didn't I?
Probably.
Yeah, didn't someone come out about him being a creep, like a Weinstein?
I think they're all pedos, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or perverts.
Ugh.
Or something. Bryan Singer.
Like,
Probably Brett
Yeah,
Brett
yeah,
Ratner
well.
as well. Are they the same person? I don't know.
might well be.
The director of X-Man. An X-Man? An X-Men.
X-Man.
I am the X-Man.
Have you seen that comic of like a web comic of a kid going to like, Mum, who's your favourite superhero? She's like, oh, I don't know, probably X-Man. He's X-Man. Oh, don't you mean the X-Men, Mum? She's like, no, X-Man, son of Cyclops and Jean Grey, who comes from the future. And it's like, come on, if you're gonna like quiz me on the comics, know your actual history or something. It's like, oh.
Wow.
It's like, oh, I'll get that to kids and people online. One thing I did like about it, going on the latest episode,
Yeah.
is seeing these characters come back, seeing Darcy and Agent Wu
yeah,
back
yeah.
in it.
Oh, the best scene of the whole show is when he does the card trick with his hand. It's like,
Yes,
he
like,
finally did it. I love him.
that is more character. That's more character development than I think some major MCU characters have had over the years.
I think talking about character development, he definitely seems a lot more like capable in this than he does in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, he's still like kind of a bumbling.
I don't think he was incapable then.
Well, no, but like in terms of, he didn't. He was never captured Scott, was he? He never actually did anything right.
No, but then but he wasn't bad at his job. He was just outsmarted.
I suppose so. Yeah, I think maybe I'm just the type of character that guy plays.
Well, it's a bit like
distorting
the
my memory.
stepdad in Ant-Man 1. Bobby Cannavale, whatever it is.
He always plays a policeman.
Yeah. Apart from Jumanji, where he's the bad guy.
Oh yeah, but in the other guys, he's a policeman.
Arms in
And
it.
in Paul Blart Mall Cop, he's like a SWAT team person.
Yeah, that's true. And then he's the twist villain, isn't he?
Yeah.
Spoilers for
Top
Paul Blart Mall Cop. That came
Oh
out.
my
like,
god, I can't believe you'd spoil it like that.
13 years ago.
Yeah, and the obviously Kat Dennings is a doctor.
Yeah, and like she's now a proper like you say, she's studied. Even in the first one, I read she only goes with Jane to get college credit.
Yeah.
And
Doesn't she
has
say
a great-
she's a political science major or something? I'm pretty sure in Thor 1, Selvig says to her, like, what's your thing? She says political science or something along those lines. But then now she's suddenly an astrophysicist or something like that.
Well, yeah, but then I guess if you end up meeting a god from space, probably quickly change your field of study. But hang about.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's political science anyway.
Yeah. Huh?
What is political science?
I don't know.
I just hear Americans mention it, but I've never actually.
The science of why politics is the way
Why
that it is.
Yep.
Something like that. I don't know. But
Oh.
talking about those characters, that is, I think, my favourite thing about the MCU at the moment, at least, is that they have all these characters from different stuff, and they can just bring them together, and they don't need like a big explanation on why they're there, because they're just characters in this world, and of course they're going to end up crossing paths and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it is that larger world at play now.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't have your big heavy hitters, but you could probably have one of them, and then the side character, like you have with WandaVision. Like you got Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
And you've also got these side characters. Like you could, oh yeah, it's a team of people we know. Cool, great.
And it doesn't
And
feel
you can do that
forced, does it?
No,
Because
no, like
it makes sense that an FBI agent and an astrophysicist and a agent of SWORD or whatever would be there.
do you think SWORD is going to be like the? I mean, I say the new Shield. That sounds a bit too obvious, but like the kind of glue that holds this new stuff together. Like, it holds the ending with Secret Invasion with Fury in space.
Maybe.
Like,
to me, it kind of seems like is it affiliated with Shield in the MCU, or is because at first I thought it was just like Space Shield.
Yeah,
They changed it. They changed it to sentient weapons rather than sentient worlds.
Mm.
So does that mean that just means they cover all superheroes? Because essentially, they are sentient weapons, aren't they?
Maybe, but isn't it mentioned in Agents of Shield? Agents of Shield.
I don't watch Agents of Shield. I watched the first few episodes.
I know eventually they go to space. That was the last thing I saw. Was like the cliffhanger for season 5 or whatever. It was Coulson in space, like, all right, time to go to work, and it's like, oh, and then I just never.
It says here. See, this is on the Marvel Cinematic Universe wiki, but it says here stands for Sentient World Observation. But then in WandaVision, they've said that that's not what it stands for.
But anyway, like even if it is sentient weapons, because then that could cover like, say, Wanda and Vision, like they want to keep track of that, and like maybe they're the ones who create U.S. Agent or Patriot, whatever he is, like the new Captain America in Falcon and Soldier, and also they're. Oh, what other series are there? I don't know. Miss Marvel, she could be like a runaway project from there and things like that.
That would make sense, considering Monica Rambeau and her mum made S.H.I.E.L.D. And she was
she could easily tie into that.
And then obviously Miss Marvel.
Which, and then eventually SWORD becomes like... Because I guess without Tony Stark, you can't really have Stark Industries and like the Avengers kind of being the...
Yeah, but I mean the Avengers the Avengers itself is like a company anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, but do you go on? Yeah, but like,
do you mean like is SWORD gonna be like what S.H.I.E.L.D. was in like phase 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Halfway
through phase 2. Is S.H.I.E.L.D. even a thing anymore?
Probably.
Did they build it back up like? Because obviously, I know he's a Skrull, but Nick Fury's in Far From Home. And is he just running around on his own, or is he doing it on behalf of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
So I do think like SWORD itself is going to play a bigger part in like going on, going forward in the MCU.
Sure.
And I think like having Monica Rambeau and like the director, whatever his name was, Keith.
I can't remember. Classic director guy, man.
It was Tyler. That was his name.
Tyler.
Yeah, there was Tyler, and then there was Agent Franklin, and I knew someone called Tyler Franklin.
Who's Agent Franklin?
Is the guy in the sewer, the beekeeper.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. What happened to him as well? Because Wanda's like, no.
She says
and
no.
Time.
Does he die? Is he gone? What happened?
I don't know, maybe he becomes a husband. No, because that was episode 2, wasn't it? When she's pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, maybe you just shot him back out again.
Don't know. Maybe
they don't say, do they? Do they, or do I just not remember?
No, we never got the reveal. Because all you saw was him crawl through and then become the beekeeper, and like his tether get cut, and they tried to wheel him back,
and it would turn into like a skipping rope or something.
What
I don't understand about why did he turn into a beekeeper? Like, I know it's like making a sense of it, but in sort of that world. But then why a beekeeper? Is it there was just a lot more beekeepers in the 60s?
Maybe
that's just because it's the closest thing to his thing that he was wearing that she could make sense of.
I guess, yeah. But then she wouldn't. She didn't know he was there until he came out the sewers, and he changed when he was in the sewers.
Yeah, he changed as soon as he went through the barrier. But then,
So maybe it was just changing just to keep him in theme with whoever's actually running the show.
or maybe it was just because it looked creepy and it looked good. But then, like, I feel like when Monica Rambeau went in, she didn't like. Did she? I can't even remember what she did.
Do we? She went in and then she just showed up in the episode.
Maybe she did. Like, maybe her clothes changed as soon as she went in.
Because what episode is it where she finds the helicopter?
It's either 1 or 2. It's one of the black and white ones.
Yeah.
Because it's red.
Because she doesn't show up. Yeah, because
they show the picture and they're like, "Why did you colorise it?" And they're like, "Oh, we didn't." So why would she see the helicopter as red, but when she sees the beekeeper guy, he's in black and white?
Even though his skipping rope is clearly multicoloured as well.
Yeah.
Very odd. But anyway, because Monica Rambeau doesn't show up, they say she doesn't show up until the '60s episode, does she?
Yeah, the magic show one. Great episode, by the way.
Yeah,
I love
brilliant way of showing a drunk vision. Yeah. I even show the chewing gum messing with his cogs, even in the cartoony way. That's fine. That's all the understanding we need.
Yeah, but I feel like Paul Bettany is having the time of his life doing this. Plus the fact he doesn't have to be caked in makeup and CGI for half of it.
Yeah, it's but I suppose here and there he is. But then it's only 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah, I do think that if he designed what he himself looks like even in Infinity War, why did he give himself such a far back hairline? And don't get me wrong, I've got a receding hairline as well. But I mean, if you could choose what you look like, why would you make that choice? Anyway, not important. let's carry on. Okay, that's another thing. So the other characters know that she doesn't have a home and she doesn't belong there. That means they're aware of that. But then, does that mean that they're self-aware, or are they just living the sitcom life? Because it is that Agnes or Agatha, whatever her name is. It is her that sort of makes that observation, and the neighbour, I can't remember his name. It's almost like he's malfunctioning when Vision's trying to ask him a question.
Yeah, when he cuts through the fence. And
I wonder if that's because Wanda's not there to essentially make it happen.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, maybe. So I thought maybe that's something else is happening on the outside, and it's not the fence he's cutting through.
It's something else.
He's doing a lobotomy, or he's trying to cut open Vision, but they're just projecting it as cutting the fence.
Maybe. Yeah.
When was WandaVision originally supposed to come out?
I don't know the exact. WandaVision.
I just always end up singing the Tickability theme song. I don't blame the fact that I have niece and nephew, but also they are 4, 3, and 1. So.
You're just a big child.
Well, yeah, we all do that.
Or a big bitch.
That too.
The series was originally announced as releasing in early 2021, before being moved forward to December 2020, and then moved back again to early 2021. So I think it was always supposed to be around now. Oh, it's got critical reception by episode here, and it says positive reviews. Episode 1 and 2 have 100%. Episode 3 only has 85. This isn't. The graph makes it look like there's a massive drop, but it's because the numbers go from 80 to 100 on the side. I thought there was a massive dip in quality in reception, but it's actually only 15%, which is still quite a big jump. I thought episode 3 was quite good.
Yeah.
And episode 4's on 93.
Which one was episode 3?
The 70s one where she has the babies and that, and then creepy stuff starts happening. Well, it surprises me that 1 and 2 have 100, because I saw a lot more people complaining about those episodes than I did the latter two. A lot of people saying that it's boring and all that.
Think of them as one episode.
And there's a guy here that says he's calling WandaVision Marvel's oddest series to date, but then another guy said it was not weirder than Guardians of the Galaxy. I'd argue that it probably is weirder.
Yeah, these guys are galaxy like you.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just a space opera, isn't it? Like, it's no weirder than Star
yeah.
Wars. Like, oh, there's a tree and a raccoon. Yeah, but Star Wars got a big dog man. Like, whereas this is, I don't think there's been anything like this really
Mm.
that I know of anyway.
Yeah, no, yeah, nothing. And again, that goes back to our earlier conversation where this is so different. Like, this isn't the real world of the MCU.
Yeah,
That's weird. They're kind of rolling with it. Not
Mm.
weird, but.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'll wait and see till.
yeah, next Friday. Should we do? Do you reckon we should do another one when the next 5 episodes are out, and then we can like reflect?
Yeah, and we'll try not to get a tangent.
Yeah. Alright,
Of
just
me
quick
about
now.
how
What is your predictions for the next 5 episodes?
I think we're gonna get another like sitcom episode, which is going to be a lot more broken down. There's going to be a lot more like stuff leaking through, a bit like the Beekeeper. Like, we're not going to know what it is at
Yeah.
first, and then
Mhm.
the next episode will be filling in those plot holes, and then like we found a way of getting in, and then eventually it will start to unravel, and
Yeah.
there'll be more going forward.
I think there's a strong chance that Monica's going to go back in as well.
You think?
Well, she's the only one that's been in there and come out and been able to
Yeah.
talk about it. So it wouldn't surprise me if they then sent her back in. She then talks to Wanda, maybe, to try and find out more.
Yeah, perhaps, unless
Because otherwise, like, they have no one else on the inside anymore.
no, apart from the Beekeeper.
Well, if he's even there anymore, who knows where he is?
But no, I think it's going to be Vision who sees the illusion broken.
Again, I've seen screen grabs of him like at the barrier kind of thing.
That's what I mean. I think
but-
he's going to like.
But then is he? I was under the impression that he isn't sort of alive and conscious. But then, I mean, because he isn't alive.
Well,
But
exactly.
then maybe he is. Maybe she's brought him back.
Because it's like Banner said in Infinity War, like there's so much more to Jarvis than just the stone.
Yeah.
There's Ultron. There's so much more to Vision. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's the stone. There's Jarvis. There's Ultron. The stone,
and
and they're all
Star.
learning from
Yeah.
each other. Yeah. And I think that we're going to get a bit of that now. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I'd be perfectly happy if they bring it back.
yeah, like have him as Ed Vision. You know, like the flesh-colored Vision in that they did for a while.
Vision.
No, we're not calling him that.
A vision of flesh.
Yeah,
But
like,
yeah, no,
you know, he'll be
I mean, yeah,
Vision for.
it does seem
He won't
like
be able to shoot.
sorry.
Yeah, but I think rather than him being able to shoot his head laser, he'll still be able to he'll still be made of vibranium, so he won't be
Yeah.
able to break.
And phase and all
Yeah.
sorts. I mean, like, they could just give him a laser on his head if he misses it so much.
Yeah.
Like a
Or-
repulsor or something.
Strange comes back with the time stones, like, oh yeah, let me fix it for you. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's all better now.
Like his head is like that apple from Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Because why couldn't you be able to do that? You know what I mean?
I suppose maybe because the Mind Stone was what gave him his power, so if that's not there, because then you would have two Mind Stones.
True. Oh no, they're destroyed in this reality though, aren't they? Because they had to get the stones and then they put them back, didn't they?
Yeah, but then you would still have a Mind Stone. wouldn't you? If I took it out, and then he's put it back again, the Time Stone wouldn't then leave, the one that you've got wouldn't then go back in there, would it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do think Doctor Strange is going to... Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What was I saying?
Do you think Doctor Strange?
Well, supposedly this is going to lead into Multiverse of Madness, isn't it?
Mm.
So clearly there's some kind of reality warping shit going on that's not just sort of visual.
That's what I mean. I think that's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna have a play. Oh, I'm back. I fixed my Chrome. Yeah, I think he might have a bit of a hand in it as well.
Yeah.
'Cause other than Spider-Man, that's the next big unannounced, isn't it? That's the only one that's like filming.
And
not
Wanda
like,
is set to appear in that film.
yeah. And then you don't know to what capacity is she going to be, like Black Widow in Winter Soldier, or is she going to be like Falcon in Ant-Man?
I hope she has a more prominent role.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good dynamic that obviously we haven't seen yet. Them two. He could teach her how to hone her
Control her
abilities.
powers.
So.
Yeah. But then technically, she's had her abilities longer than he has.
Yeah.
But then he was in Dormammu. I can't say that word.
Realm.
Realm. Yeah, he was in the Dormammu Realm for God knows how.
Dormammu.
I mean, has Feige come out and said how long he was in there? How long?
They did say he died like 10,000 times, something like that. But then also he viewed all those like 14 million futures, whatever. Supposedly he had to live through each one.
Oh right.
So to us it was just him sitting there for a few seconds, but apparently he supposedly lived out each scenario. Imagine how bored you get.
Yeah, every day, be like. And also, like, he's like, there's only one where we win. Okay, why don't you just stay there then?
And also, why would you keep looking after you found the one where you won? So maybe there is more, you just haven't got to them yet.
Wait, what?
Because he says like there's only one scenario we win, and he stops at like 14 million, whatever. So I can only assume that he stopped looking at the one that they won, surely.
Yeah,
and then decided he wanted to make sure that happened. But then he's sure if he kept looking, there probably is other scenarios where they won as well. It's like when they say, "Oh, something's always in the last place you look." It's like, yeah, because I'm not going to keep looking after I look there, am I?
Yeah, that's what they say. It's always in the last place. That's what I mean. The last place you think to look. So does that mean it's the last place? The last thing he'd have thought to happen was Tony sacrificing himself, and that's why they won.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Was it him coming up with the scenarios, or was it him just seeing all the possible things that could happen? Oh, I don't know. It's hurting my brain.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's going to have a bit of a play in it.
Oh, for sure. He's definitely going to be one of the big players in Phase 4, isn't he?
Yeah, and then she'll help out in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and he might even end up showing up in Spider-Man as well.
Oh, maybe he'll be like the link to them all.
Because they did say that Spider-Man was going to have I'm doing air quotes if you can't see it, mentor, and it would be an existing character.
Stop giving him mentors. Just let him be Spider-Man. Unless that mentor is Nick Fury, in which case, yeah, I understand. But they tried that last time and he was just mean.
Yeah, he was mean, wasn't he?
But, that's another conversation.
Yeah, should we wrap it up?
What about you? What do you think is going to happen in the next 5 episodes?
I think obviously we're going to keep going up through the sitcom decades, and I think there's going to be a lot more outside stuff intercut between them, so we're probably going to get a lot more of the ratio changing throughout episodes. Although less so as it gets later on, I suppose, because modern. But I really don't know. I do think there'll be a reveal of like a not like a big bad, but like maybe a side villain or something. Something's happening. Something weird's going on. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that wraps it for today.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to cover?
No, I think that's it. I guess the thing to do is to say thank you for listening if you listened.
She did.
Which it's probably no one, but you got to start somewhere.
Well, hopefully if people listen, it will encourage us to keep, and let you guys listen. And if you like it or if you've got any suggestions,
yeah. Do you want to?
That's the main thing, I think.
Yeah.
Let us know where we're going wrong.
Which is probably everywhere. Also, if you're bored, tweet at Geo Dursley. Tell him that this was boring.
Yeah, tweet me. I have nothing better to do during my...
Anyway, let's wrap this up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel because I'm going to make one of those. Probably.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll just stick it on YouTube. That might be easier.
Yeah. Alright. We'll do that. Okay.
Yes.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.